What is the first word you think of when you think of insurance?
Security.
Protection and solidarity.
Protection.
Is Stedorf. This is the little village where my housing cooperative lives and where I used to be responsible for insuring these old farmhouses.
What was the last insurance you bought and how did you choose it?
Making the choice was actually easy because there's one insurance company which is insuring more or less all these buildings, and they do it well. They do it more cheaply than what I can find on the internet, and I get a proper advice how to avoid fire and other damage.
The last insurance I bought was for my car, and I am very old school in this regard. So I went to the broker where I have all my insurances for years, and I trust him to find the product that fits best my needs.
Insurance for my car, and of course I negotiated that with my insurance company where I had already my car insurance.
It was probably an insurance I took out with a rental car, and information is difficult because you get lots and lots of pages of small print, and I've just ticked the boxes.
What should the next European Parliament do for insurance consumers?
I think what we really have to reinvent is a consumer protection which really helps consumers. For the moment we have an overload on paper on the one side, and on the other side a lot of obligations, especially in the insurance area, where we have to rethink whether that is really in the interest of the consumer. And if we reduce some of those burdens, I think consumers have more benefits than if we overload that. So I hope that we can achieve a horizontal consumer protection legislation which fits all financial institutions, banks as well as insurers.
Well, good consumer rights and protection, and we will also work on collective redress in case consumers in different EU countries have suffered damages. They can join collectively and go to court.
We should make comparability a tool in order to give better service for consumers. A second priority for Europe is to look on the high margins which we see in many add-on insurances. I think EIOPA should look at that in the best interest of consumers.
So EP's priority should be consumer protection. The consumer needs to have clear, understandable information and advice, and the consumers need to trust the provider of the insurance.
What should the Parliament emphasize in insurance regulation?
And of course we should have a look what is happening in the area of fintech, also when it comes to insurance. We don't want to kill a new market development, but of course when certain products play on different rules, we have to make a level playing field a reality. And all what we do should have the small insurance companies in mind. Without the small insurance companies, there will be less competition, and therefore when we do European regulation, proportionality remains important.
Honestly, we are waiting for the redraft of Solvency II, and that will be one of the big pieces in insurance law in the next legislative period. So I will concentrate my work on that.
So big data is calculated to measure or calculate the risk for a specific individual, and this method questions the basic idea of risk sharing and solidarity, which should be at the heart of our insurance system. So I believe that the newly elected Parliament needs to address this issue of granular discrimination.
Well, on the one hand, it should be consumer protection and consumer rights. On the other hand, eliminating barriers in the internal market, regulatory and fiscal barriers that are still impeding, in the age of fintech, are impeding business.
I see insurance as one of the levers in order to guarantee more long-term investment, which is also serving the green transformation of our industry. And there I see a natural alliance between risk minimizing insurance on the one hand and tackling the climate crisis.